Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up out of your sleep.
Shalom, Yatzarel. It's your brother, your cousin, your nephew, young AniYunwiYAH, reporting live on behalf of the master of breath. He's Sadgett and Messi. I'm constantly trying to talk to you about the fact that people who look like me are indigenous to this land. And I'm also constantly trying to remind you that the elements of this universe, the elements of the universe, the powers of existence, the forces of nature have chosen specific tribes on this planet, specific tribes of humanity, to lead the rest of humanity by example and show everyone how to live. Now, there's an entire biblical component to this, where if you wanted to, you could go in the direction that the Black Hebrew Israelites have taken. That's one of the groups that I am comparing. The group I'm comparing them to, though, is people who look like me and understand themselves to be and have genealogically demonstrated themselves to be indigenous to this land and do not accept the Bible. Let me tell you something. I'm all for that. You don't actually need the Bible. I'm going to say that again. You do not necessarily need the Bible. In fact, especially not by that term, the Bible. Because whenever you say Bible, you're referring to the entirety of the Old Testament and the entirety of the New Testament put together collectively. That whole thing, you definitely don't need both. You definitely don't need both testaments. You definitely don't need the whole Bible, for sure. But even the Tanakh, which is the Old Testament, Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim, the law, the law or instruction, the prophets and the writings, you don't necessarily need that either. And I know that for some people it seems counterintuitive for me to say that if I am what I purport to be, which is a seer of Yatzarel. Yes, I absolutely believe in the words of the Old Testament, the Tanakh. So many who believe what I believe might also feel like it is ridiculous for me to say that you can just put down the Bible. But here's the thing. 99.99% of you will never figure out the way without the direction that comes from Torah. The way of existence. You do not understand it, you do not get it. But you could get it if you had access to the ancestral traditions and rites and practices and their meanings from your indigenous tribes. And I've talked before, I've gone off on y'all before, and I repeatedly have to go off on y'all about the fact that many of you identify as indigenous and you're discarding Christianity, and I applaud you for that. That's what you should do. However, you do not seek any spiritual revelation from your ancestors because they knew something and yet you seem disinterested in figuring it out. You're not trying to get up on that. Instead, you want to talk about vibration and frequency, and you want to talk about mindfulness, and you want to do yoga, and you want to do all of these other things. You're interested in everybody else's stuff as long as it's not Christian. As if that's not just as bad. You still are dancing around the problem. Whatever your tribe is, why are you not trying to figure out? Anyway, that's not what I came to talk about. What I really came to talk about that frustrates me is the fact that it seems that the one thing the Black Hebrew Israelites have over those of you who are quote unquote black, but identify as indigenous, is the fact that even though you may feel that they're intellectually inferior for still adhering to the Bible, or at least the New Testament, or if you feel like they are spiritually inferior, despite the fact that you yourself are lost in your spiritualism because you have no one set path that you can use to direct your enlightenment. You don't know what existence is about. You don't have a purpose spiritually, right? Because you're getting your spirituality from every other ethnic group on the planet except your own. Nevertheless, you still find a reason to be intellectual, to be more self-righteous, to have a sense of self-righteousness that aggrandizes your own path or lack thereof over the path of the Black Hebrew Israelite. And that pisses me off, because despite the many things I disagree with Black Hebrew Israelites on, if there is one thing that they have over the rest of you, it is the fact that they are out here putting in work, which you refuse to do. Let me tell you something. The Black indigenous community, the Black Abo community, the Black segment of the Abo community in the United States is an ineffectual group. You get on YouTube to learn, and what you learn is useless because it is knowledge that does not get put into practice. The same way you do not go and seek the ancestral traditions so that you can learn what is coming and what your purpose in life is supposed to be. The same way you don't try to learn that from your ancestors, but instead try to learn it from the ancestors of everyone else. The same way that is a waste of all this knowledge you're getting about who you even are, a waste of the knowledge you've gained from doing your genealogical research. In that same way, you are also wasting all this knowledge when you do not do anything about the fact that we are indigenous. You know this to be the case. You know we're indigenous. Now, where is the march? Where is the protest? Where is the demonstration? Where is the activism? Because see, the Black Hebrew Israelites got that down pat. They don't have this problem where they're just missing any where they just lack purpose, got information but nothing to do. They're not sitting on the couch, okay?
Hey y'all! First of all, like and subscribe to the channel, but also UNEHIYA is recruiting, and if you don't know what UNEHIYA is, we're a grassroots activist group lobbying Congress to amend a bill to require education and research to acknowledge the Negro origins of Aboriginal groups of North America. If any of you have it to give, please support the campaign using the QR code on your screen, join the campaign with a donation, and if you have the time, you can even join our staff to help guide the organization, not just for this campaign, but also future endeavors. Don't speak about it, be about it. Let's go.
Kyrie Irving is not president of our community. He's an athlete whom we respect. That's about it. And because we knew that he shared our knowledge, the IUIC got up and marched for that boy. I was so proud of that when that happened. I was so proud. Did y'all watch that footage? And I know that a lot of y'all are not down with Black Hebrew Israelites. And you know, I don't really vibe with them on a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I'm always ready to stand next to them. I'm always ready to defend them from everyone else because of the fact that they put in the work. They do the work. Where is your work? I don't understand why you ain't got no work. Why are you not doing anything? Why is it you cannot be galvanized about the fact that we're Indians and we've been denied recognition for being indigenous to this land? You don't feel like it's necessary to seek out truth and reconciliation. You don't feel like it's necessary to propagate the understanding that you've been given so that others can also have it. And so that we can then not just be acknowledged as Indians by everyone else, but get these Pan-Africanists in our own community to recognize it. You don't feel like that's necessary. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are we even getting on here talking about this? This may be the reason why you see a lot of the content creators in this space. The top content creators, a few of them are now just deciding they're not even going to do any content anymore about being indigenous. All the, you know, it's saturated. I'm not going to do that anymore. You know. So they just talk about, you know, current affairs, politics, you know, whatever. They just switch up their whole platform because it's not that deep to them. At the end of the day, it's really just not that deep to them. The African American is actually an Indian. But y'all rather talk about, Dane Calloway just put out a video about, you know, Hillary Clinton being awarded a medal. What? You see what I'm saying? So, what is the relevance to the true core of your content, sir? You know what I'm saying? Like, and why is it that your followers, the research guy don't even talk about this stuff no more. Switched up his whole platform. Why is it that the people who have come to recognize who we are so ineffectual that you're unwilling to actually do anything? See, the IUIC, Israel United in Christ, and Sikari, these dudes, they be out here, the guerrilla Hebrews, they be out here on street corners, beating folk over the head, bam, bam, bam. And you may disagree with them doing that, but they're like soldiers out here for our people. And you do nothing, and you forfeit your right to criticize what somebody else is getting done when you getting nothing done. How's that not obvious? How's that not obvious? This is why UNEHIYA exists. UNEHIYA is a coalition of people fighting to get the recognition that we deserve for being indigenous to this land. And I'm gonna tell you this. That recognition is the first step to truth and reconciliation. It's the truth step. Then the reconciliation step is where reparations is. Y'all want to skip to reparations because you looking for a check. Forget the check for a moment. And I know that's hard for some of y'all to accept when somebody say forget the check. But forget the check. Forget the land. Forget all of that. No land, no money. Get the truth first. Let's first get everyone on board. We can talk about reparations after we've gotten everyone on board with what the truth even is. And guess what? If you just put down the reparations conversation for a minute, this can be done. We can revisit reparations on the other side of federal recognition and recognition from the Department of the Interior of African Americans actually being American Indians. We can worry about reconciliation after we've established what the truth is. I mean, you sitting there anyway. UNEHIYA is a whole organization that you could be joining and working with today. You can get on their staff today. They're looking for monetary support, but they're also looking for personnel. If you can donate your time, meaning volunteer to work with their staff. And if you're very knowledgeable about these subjects when it comes to how in fact we know that we are indigenous, if you're one of those people who knows a lot of the facts about those things and you're up on a lot of the information, you should be over there helping lead the way, because that's what they need you to do. They want you chief level if you got that kind of information. And it's your decision. It's your decision. But what I'm saying is, they exist, and you're not over there, perhaps because you haven't heard, but some of you have probably, and haven't done anything. And even aside from them, there should be so many UNEHIYAs. But there's not. Why not? Why is it that you don't believe you can do anything about your situation? Why are you unwilling to help your people? Why has there gotta be a check in it for you in order for you to do something? You can't do it, you can't do nothing because you are not motivated by anything higher than yourself. You have not found anything higher than yourself to tell you that this is necessary. So the ancestors are not communicating with you, not for lack of trying, but because you're not listening. And you're not listening because you're not seeking. You are not seeking your ancestors. You are not seeking the word, the face, the practice, the ritual, the identity of your ancestors. You do the genealogical research because all you care about is that paper. Maybe you can get a tribal card and then you be a member of the tribe, and in that citizenship you be acting different, but you're not really here for the real thing. Do you know that there's a whole prophecy of sacred fire returning that you're supposed to be waiting on? You don't know about that. You didn't research. You don't know what I'm talking about because you're not trying to get with your ancestors and figure it out. You don't know who Hisaganamesi is. You don't know who UNEHIYA is. You don't know who Nani Ishtahulu is. You don't know what these terms mean. You're not trying to figure it out. You don't know about Wakantanka. You're not trying to figure it out. Black people who identify as American Indians need to get up off the backs of Black Hebrew Israelites, because there are those who stand up for what they believe in, and then there's the rest of you. And I'm sick of the rest of you.